Hi again, Blue Jacket fans. I'm Jeff River, and a pleasure to welcome John Davidson, President of Hockey Operations for the Columbus Blue Jackets, as we join you here on Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health. Well, John, almost 2 months now on the job as President of the Hockey Club. How are things gone? And have you enjoyed the time? Of course, I'm sure you'd enjoy it a little more if there was some NHL activity, but how's it gone for you?
Isn't that the truth? You know, it's been interesting for sure, Jeff, trying to make just the move in itself, the family move from St. Louis here to Columbus is a procedure that you have to go through. With there not being NHL hockey to this point, I've had a great opportunity to get into the field. And that's been very rewarding, not only going to see some of our prospects play, but also the idea of going to see kids that are going to be drafted in the upcoming draft. And we all know how important that is for the Blue Jackets. And when you do that, you go into Springfield and you get to know the coaching staff there. I know some of them, got to know some of the others. You watch the team play. Getting into parts of the hockey world with the amateur scouts, traveling with them in cars, going to games, coming back, having meetings, chatting, getting to know. That whole process has gone very well.
Now, you did spend some time in Springfield, as you alluded to. Obviously, we'd all prefer to see the National Hockey League playing right now, but you think in terms of those young players, Cam Atkinson and Ryan Johansen playing the number one center position. If there is a silver lining in all the negativity, certainly these players getting an opportunity to play full-time and on a winning hockey club has got to bode well for the future.
That's the main thing, getting to play a lot of minutes in the American League. And you have to understand, with all the NHL prospects that are in the American League, if the NHL was playing, a lot of them would be in the NHL. So that tells you how good that league is right now. The American League is very, very good. And with that being said, having the young players learn on the job there, getting quality coaching, and as you mentioned, winning on top of it, that really helps the confidence level. But you know, when your future, a lot of it is there playing, it gives them an opportunity to learn the ropes of pro hockey. It's a good training ground. They have very good coaching there. Everything is good. So that's a big bonus for us, for sure, without question. You see how good the league is. You see how tough the league is. We're going through some injuries, that type of thing, but that's hockey in itself. I'm really happy for these kids to have that opportunity, since there is no NHL, to really get into it, to push their limits, to teach them how to win, to teach them how to work in the weight room. All that type of stuff's going well.
What were your impressions right off the top here of Ryan Johansen, having that opportunity to see those 3 games?
I think he's a player who has immense skill. I think he's a player that's learning the NHL to this point. I know he played with Columbus some games last year, without question, but he's still just a young guy. I've seen that process for so many times, that you expect so much from young players in such a hurry. You want it yesterday. Well, the reality is very seldom does it happen that quick. And watching Ryan play, there's a lot of good things going on. Then there's other things he's got to learn, how hard it is to compete every single night. That's a tough thing to do when you're playing at the pro level and when you're a young player. But he's got skill that is just part of his natural package, which is a wonderful thing to see. And it's up to him to keep pushing, to get stronger, to learn how to compete every night. It's the same story with most young players, and the coaching staff is right in the thick of that, pushing all those young players.
Well, the Blue Jackets certainly knew when they drafted young Cam Atkinson that he was a sniper, a goal scorer, and last season close to leading the American Hockey League when he got recalled by the Blue Jackets. And this season, no different, riding a point-scoring streak as we go to production for this one, and he seems to be, again, finding his niche around that net.
Yeah, he was interesting when I used to come in here with the Blues last year and watched him fly around the ice and just get involved all the time, goes to hard areas to score goals. That's what you really like to see. And he's continued on that path, which is a good thing. If the NHL started, I'm certain that he'd come up and have a great shot with us. But to see players like Cam do that and see some of the leadership they have there is also a key ingredient, Jeff. You know, no matter what level you're at or where you're playing, whether you're playing junior hockey, college hockey, American League, NHL, whatever it is, your room, and we're sitting here in the Jackets locker room right now, your room's a very important place. And that's another thing I neglected to mention before, is with the American League team in Springfield, they've got good leadership for these young players to learn what it's like to work hard every night.
Certainly a disappointment. Last June's number 1 draft pick, 2nd overall, Ryan Murray, lost for the season. Are you all concerned with his future?
No, I'm not, but I'm disappointed it happened for sure, and disappointed for everybody. When you think about a youngster that has such a bright future and still does. I mean, the doctors will do a great job. He'll rehab it properly. I've seen a lot of people in this league living in St. Louis all his years. I know Al McInnes, who's a Hall of Famer and had one of the great careers of anybody, 22 years worth. Saw him go through a serious operation with his shoulder. The thing here, though, is with Ryan, he's going to miss out on the World Junior Championships. His team, which isn't a very good team in junior, they would have traded him at their trade deadline, so they miss out on getting some assets back. He misses out on going to what would have been a pretty good team and have a chance to win the championship. And then, you know, as far as the Blue Jackets go, we lose a year of training, which included the World Junior Championships about to happen and things along those lines. So that thing was a lose, 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 lose for everybody. However, you're going to get curveballs in this business, and I'm going to talk about that all the time. When you go to work in the morning and when you leave the office late in the afternoon, you usually get a curveball of some sort. And it could be an injury in Springfield, it could be a Ryan Murray injury like happened to him, it could be anything at all. And you have to deal with them. And so we're really working with Ryan to make sure when he has his surgery that he's going to spend a lot of time here rehabbing, getting it as quickly, as strong as possible, and get him back playing where he belongs.